Jury selection is expected to begin this morning for a prominent New York businessman. He faces his fourth murder trial in the death of his estranged wife. Two previous guilty verdicts against Calvin Harris were thrown out. This time, Harris's defense team hopes to introduce new evidence, including charred clothing allegedly linked to the victim. It was uncovered in January, more than 14 years after Michele Harris vanished. 48 Hours correspondent Erin Moriarty began covering the story nearly a decade ago.
Calvin Harris's defense team thinks the truth about what happened to Michele Harris may lie at the bottom of this burn pit. It's on property once owned by a man they believe is responsible for her murder.
The color of the charred fabric is navy blue and tan. Those are the colors that Michele was wearing the night she disappeared.
But no trace of Michele Harris's DNA was among the ashes, and there's no guarantee the evidence will even be allowed in Cal Harris's fourth trial. He has already been found guilty of her murder twice, in 2007 and 2009.
Make a hole, make a hole.
Those convictions were later overturned on appeal, and a jury deadlocked in his third trial last May. Harris has always maintained his innocence.
It's been a nightmare. I've been ripped away from my kids 3 times now. 3 times now. I've had to sit in a jail cell or a prison cell and wait for a judge or judges to overturn this thing.
Prosecutors believe Harris murdered his estranged wife in September 2001. But without a body or a murder weapon, there's no proof she's even dead. Blood was found in their home in Owego, New York. Her minivan was abandoned at the end of the driveway. The couple was also going through a bitter divorce, and Michele's family and friends believe that Cal's wealth has allowed him to get away with murder.
She told us that she was worried about Cal Harris. That's the one person she ever mentioned or talked about being afraid of was Cal.
Harris's 4 children insist their father isn't a killer.
We already know.
There's been no doubt.
So you haven't had to ask?
No.
His defense says Michele often partied and was dating other men at the time. They think one or more of them killed her.
We're building a body of evidence that implicates these other individuals. Common sense would tell, I think, any individual that this evidence is relevant, it's probative, and it certainly is enough to acquit Cal.
For CBS This Morning, Erin Moriarty.